If you've ever opened a virus on your PC, then you know what's coming next. It's the fellas.
Is it hot in here? Fucking turn the AC on in here.
It is on, man. What are you talking about?
A fucking dog, dude. My fucking throat's all sore and shit. Hey, do me a favor. Let me cough on you a bit.
No, man. Don't cough on me. Don't cough on me, man.
All right.
This is
nothing. It'll pass.
You got the dogs all crazy. You got the dogs all crazy.
No, just relax. It'll pass. Hey, everybody. You're watching Fellas. These dogs really are fucking going crazy.
Hey, someone do something about those dogs. Put them out their misery.
To provide you with that premium content that we don't get paid for.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure it's not hot in here?
Yeah, I'm sure, man. I'm sure.
Anyway, guys, I want to start this off by letting you know that the virus that shall not be named is out there, you know, but I never really took it serious because it never affected me in a way that I felt is serious. But now it has affected me.
Oh, no.
In a way that is very serious.
Did you look in the mirror and say the name of the virus 3 times?
The fuck are you talking about? No, it's affected me because it's not killed yet, but it's on the verge of killing something that's very dear to me.
Movie going?
The coronavirus has will be responsible for the demise of a movie called Bad Trip, and now I realize how serious this virus is.
I thought you were going to say the demise of the movie industry in its operating at the current moment.
What? Fuck those guys. I have in the best of days. I have mild disdain for the movie industry. Mild. Those are on the better days. I hope Hollywood dies in a pus-infused disease in some cold, dark, corroded alleyway somewhere. Fuck Hollywood. Fuck this whole fucking industry. Fuck. I get more entertainment from watching 5-minute clips of individual independent directors on YouTube, man. Fuck Hollywood. Fuck them right in the ear. Guess what? When you sleep with China, you wake up with AIDS. Enjoy it. Fuck you, Hollywood. Fuck them.
Affected the international market.
They were sucking dick for money.
And we pointed it out. At one point in time, they were doing better movies than what we were getting here.
Well, no, when they were pandering to China by making movies that specifically followed the traditional movie-going script, we say, hey, you're following the script that you're only following it so you can make China pay more attention to you. But that's fine. You're following the script.
Yeah.
But then when you're editing shit specifically to make Chinese propaganda,
I have a problem with that.
My whole thing is, I'm going to make like a semi-eulogy. I remember watching the Red Band trailer for Bad Trip, and I remember sitting up in my seat and like, this actually looks pretty good. And then I watched the Red Band trailer a second time on YouTube, and I said, you know what? This kid's going places. I'm going to watch this movie.
We haven't had one of these
Bad Grandpa kind of films. It's one of the shows where a sketch show is normally doing both sketches and real life pranks. They decide to combine both a scripted movie spliced in with real-time pranks.
But because of the effectiveness of YouTube, these kinds of films weren't really in that large of a demand because you just
they weren't in that large of a demand because they couldn't get in a big enough audience. They were good. I mean, think of it this way: Jackass the movie
Part 1,
2, and
great.
3 were hilarious. Now Part 1 by a million miles
better than Part 2.
The other two.
Yeah,
but still, they all flopped in theaters. MTV was essentially just using it as a marketing ploy
to sell merch
to get people to watch the series
and to sell merch. They sold lots of merch.
And I got the soundtrack. I love the Dancing Man song. But that's basically all it was. They weren't expecting it to make money. So movie theaters, studios normally don't fund this sort of thing because, hey, it's not fitting into the pre-described script, so it's projected to not make much money.
And the film isn't rewatchable once you've seen it once.
Well, I'll tell you, this is rewatchable only if you see it with other people.
Yes.
To see their reaction.
Yeah.
But Bad Trip infuses new life into that sort of thing because this is based on the Eric Andre Show, which is a sketch comedy show. The Eric Andre Show was something of a cultural phenomenon for Gen Xers, millennials.
Yeah.
No, fuck Gen Xers.
I never saw the
Gen
show.
Zers were more into that, and it goes sort of like a late night talk show sort of thing.
Yeah.
With just the most random, off the wall bullshit, things you would just never imagine. This is miles apart from Bad Grandpa. This is 1,000 times better because it brings that element of absolute what the fuck to it. And the reason it does that, because I never saw it. Did you see Bad Grandpa?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah,
it was forced and it was pretty bad.
It was forced and it was pretty bad, and it didn't have the what the fuck element. And I remember you were asking me, like, why is this so good and Bad Grandpa is so bad? And I'll tell you why. Jackass had a particular team of writers that was coming up with their shit, but more importantly, Jackass had a crew of, what was it, like 12 guys?
Yeah, they had 12 guys, yeah.
And amongst those 12 guys, they were all coming up with funny, crazy shit ideas. And let's say you got 12 guys, you come up with 40-something different ideas from 12 guys. And of those 40-something ideas, you pick like the 5 or 6 best ideas. Boom, you got an episode. Next episode, 40-something more ideas. Now, even if those ideas aren't as good as the first ones that came up, you still have all those extra ideas from the first one that you didn't use. So basically, you're vomiting all these great ideas, and you can take the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Bad Grandpa, you didn't have that. You had Johnny Knoxville, maybe, and his writers. And it was like, man, it's just not really, really hitting.
And I do believe there was another...
Sorry. Let me, mind if I spit in this garbage can over here?
Okay, go ahead. You know, it wasn't as much Bad Grandpa, but there was another film that came out alongside it with the guys that broke off of the Jackass crew. Remember, they kind of broke up, and there was like 2 different.
That's because the
factions.
series was over. It was the Bam Margera, which was garbage.
The Bam Margera movie. He also had a movie.
Everything
as well.
with Bam was garbage.
Yeah,
because it was all scripted.
Yeah, it was all scripted, and the thing is, there was always a lead up to the description of the joke. So, like in Jackass 1. They did more of these like impromptu. Let me see what the people would do. Kind of.
Well, it was
jokes.
focused on people reacting to it.
And then part 2 and 3 were focused on more stunts, which Steve-O did, which was still pretty good, but not as entertaining because you kind of saw.
Well, it wasn't as entertaining because it felt like 8 episodes of Jackass. They were scotch taped together. It was like 6 episodes of Jackass, and it's like I could have saw this at home.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like something you needed to go to the theater for, and it also felt lazy. It felt like B-roll footage that MTV just happened to collect and put on screen. Now, the thing about this is, when you watch this, and Ray couldn't figure it out, like, yo, why is this so good? Now it's like, because this is the Eric Andre show. The thing is, on the Eric Andre show, ridiculous shit, off-the-wall shit happens, and everyone takes it as normal. In fact, the main characters, Eric Andre and Lee Rail Howery, both of them are on his show.
Yeah.
He's the host and the co-host, like Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon. You know, that's them. And all the shit that's happening is shit that would normally happen on their show, but they're taking it out to the streets, and there's also an actual plot. Now, of course, the plot is bullshit, but whatever, who cares? There's a reason for setting up what happens. Instead of saying, hey, next scene, yeah, we're in a grocery store doing this. Next scene, we're on the streets of Tokyo doing this. No, there is a plot to show why it happened, and it is glorious. The main thing, though, which I told you, Ray, after watching this, halfway through it, I told you, Eric Andre wrote like 90% of this shit.
Yeah.
These pranks, these skits, these sketches, like, this is completely Eric Andre. He wrote all this shit. Because this is the type of shit that he would do. This is the type of off-the-wall shit. It's just funny, like, Jackass would do something off the wall when they're with live people, and then when someone points it out, hey, oh, blah, 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 they would feed off what the people are saying.
Yeah.
Eric Andre would keep going like, no, that's nothing, and he'd keep going. Now, in the show, it's like, okay, that's the world they live in. They're going to act like that's nothing. No one's going to call it out, because in their world, there's nothing. But here, he's like at a Jamba Juice, like, hey, you guys want to try our new juice? Oh, yeah. And he just takes his fucking hand and digs in there to grab the fruits and shit to throw in the blender. And the woman's like, yo, what the fuck? You want to, why don't you use a fucking spoon for that, man? You grabbing it with your hand? Yeah, no, that's fine. No, that's what chefs do. It's like, that ain't what fucking chefs do. You violating codes. You putting the shit on the tabletop and it's not, yeah, it's fine. And he just keeps going on. Because in the world of Eric Andre with his show, that's normal. Yeah. And seeing people react to someone who's so laissez-faire about it is half the... That's the majority of the fucking joke.
That is.
It's like, yo, what you're doing is fucking ridiculous. I don't care. It's normal to me. So I'm going to keep going as if it is normal, as if he were on his show. And seeing how people who don't watch things like the Eric Andre show react, that is fucking hilarious. I mean, there's one point where they're in a bar, and he's just fucking knocking them back. And of course, the bar is in on this. He's most likely drinking apple juice or water or some shit. Yeah. And he's getting so drunk that the coasters that you put the drink on, where like the runoff and shit goes into, he fucking picks up the coasters and lets all that shit run into his mouth. And some guy comes up to him and is like, yo, don't fucking do that, man.
It's just nasty.
You don't want to do that. Don't do that. Because they're in their minds, okay, obviously he's drunk.
Yeah.
He's drunk. Like, yo, bro, don't fucking do that. You don't want to do that. Don't do that. You know, and the people that are watching, like, did he just fucking drink the fucking coaster? You know, no one wants to get involved. They're like, yo, please, don't. You're going to kill yourself. Don't fucking do that.
There comes to a point where I'm laughing at everything that's going on.
Dude, I was laughing on average every 40 seconds.
Yes.
I timed it. Every 40 seconds, I was laughing till it hurt. I was hoarse, coughing, because I was laughing so much. It's not like I'm sick or anything. I couldn't stop coughing through the whole thing because it was so goddamn funny.
It was so funny.
And I was like losing breath. And at one point, I started sweating profusely and hallucinating. And remember when I passed out and you had to shake me awake?
Yeah.
That was because I was laughing so much. And also, it was hot as shit in here.
They hit a new standard because I don't remember laughing this much since 2 movies. Tropic Thunder, which was actually an intelligent film with just everything, like, it was subtle, but it was funny. That movie, Jackass 1, I laughed just as much. No stunts felt unused, and it looked like they fine-tuned as many times that they needed to get people to do the thing. It looks like they took the time to keep getting that right shot.
No.
Funny.
What they would do when they're doing interactions with live people, if it's like a single controlled interaction, they would do like 4 or 5 and choose the best one, whichever one had the best reactions. But I will tell you right now, I haven't laughed this much in a movie, because there have been comedies I've laughed in. But for me to laugh this much,
it's smart comedies. This is more or less like
dude, I don't give a fuck, smart or otherwise. Any comedy that I enjoy and laugh this much, I am honestly going to say probably the past 16 fucking years.
Yeah,
16. The only thing I could watch, just off the top of my head, the only thing I could watch that could possibly make me laugh this much right now is Blazing Saddles. And because I already know most of the jokes, I won't laugh as much. But that's it. This is like the funniest goddamn thing I've seen in 16 years. Oh, we could do an hour-long podcast about the skits and the sketches they do. Because the interactions that aren't part of the audience interactions when they go out and prank people, the things they're saying themselves are just funny. The sidekick, Howery, he talks about his favorite movie of all time is White Chicks. He's like, yeah, man, they look like white chicks, but they got like black chicks' booties, man. They look hot and this and that and whatever. And Eric Andre is like, you fucking shitting me? They look like fucking burn victims. That was fucking funny. That was fucking hilarious. The whole movie. Oh, my insides are still recovering from all the laughter. Or it could be from all the coughing and the inflammation and the scratchy throat and the runny nose. But still, good stuff. Hold on for a second. Ray, I'm going to cough. I'm just going to turn in your direction for a second because my neck is hurting.
Facing this direction. What the hell, man? Come on, man. Come on.
My neck is hurting in this direction, all right? I have to turn that way for the airflow to go properly. Sorry about that. Oh, in hindsight, I probably could have just put my arm up and coughed into that, even though I was turning your direction, but at least now I know. That'll be the last time I do that. So, but anyway, what are you doing?
The movie came out 2005, and you know what? We should review this.
What?
Bad Trip. Hold on. This is the original Bad Trip.
Clown, what's his name? Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Ice Tea.
What's up?
Vanilla Ice.
Look, he's got that guy from freaking
Josh and
Entourage.
Sam were on their way to the party of their lives until they ran into Tyrone.
Then what are we gonna do? I think we snuffed this cat.
Take it easy. We're in the middle of nowhere. There's nobody out here.
Freeze!
You boys were associated with one of Park's most notorious drug dealers.
Associated? All we did was run him over.
That's what they...
God, I could spend like 3 hours dissecting the skits because they're so fucking great and so fucking funny. And I can't say which one was the funniest. but I don't want to say shit because I want you to watch it.
Yeah, I think the skits in the middle were the strongest, and I think the pacing, whoever cut this thing together, they had the right timing for the pacing because you didn't stop. You had enough time to actually enjoy the moment and skit and reflect before the next laugh came. So it was like hitting you back and forth, back and forth. We know it's all ridiculous. We all know that this is, off the top, of the heads. But sometimes what they say about reality is stranger than fiction.
That's the idea. And this is, God, just seeing the looks on people's faces. So let's go ahead and review this bad boy.
Yeah. Before then, I do like the fact that even though this movie was filmed, they did not shortchange us with fucking giving us car scenes that are not moving. All these car scenes were moving.
Everything had something to do with being funny and moving the plot forward. Yeah. In a movie which didn't need you to move the plot forward, it's just a bunch of sketches.
They could have did this film in a studio lot, but you can look at movies these days and you see them in the car and they're talking. It's shot in a fucking room, and they're not even in the car driving the car. I mean, in this movie, as low budget as it was, they were filming while driving, and you could tell that they were filming while driving.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
most scenes that you could see in the trailer.
You could see when they are actually driving, you could see, number one, there's a car in front of them with a camera, and it shows all the other cars going around them because they're going so fucking slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're filming this. They're not going to be fucking speeding because they're talking and looking at one another and whatnot.
Yeah.
Then when you see it from right inside the car, you constantly saw that yellow flashing light.
Yeah.
Those were hazard lights.
Yeah.
There was a car right behind them with hazard lights to make sure people went around.
In the middle of the night.
Right. So you could clearly see the hazard lights.
Yeah, they need to do more of that.
They're actually driving.
Yeah, and they weren't like turning over. They were actually looking at the road.
Yeah,
as they normally
another
should.
way you could tell, because in movies it infuriates me when people are behind the wheel and they're looking everywhere except on the fucking road.
Yeah, because they ain't moving nowhere. That's the reason why. And you could tell the camera guy was like sitting in the back seat, trying to hunched over in that weird, peculiar spot where it's like you really can't see the face of the actor, but you got that 3 1/4 towards the back of the head angle. It's a fun film. All right, let's review this shit.
Okay, you know what? I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna do this. I want this inside of me.
Oh,
dude,
man.
I laughed until I saw Jesus.
Oh wow,
thank you, Jesus. This was so goddamn funny. I feel like my entire day has not been wasted because of this one show.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna steal one from Tiny Toons. I laughed until I stopped.
Thank you. Says Siskel Ebert from the Washing Machine Times. I laughed until I stopped. This was good. So what was that? Is that a full price for you, right?
I want it inside me.
It's who I want it inside me.
It was no moment of this film was wasted because even when the film was done, you got the outtakes and you stood there for an extra 5 to 10 minutes still laughing on the credits, which was like really, really cool.
Yeah. This was man, because the credits, they showed all this. Number one, they showed the scenes when they came to people and showed them, yo, you're on film. This is all a prank.
Yeah, that's funny.
And they also showed the stuff that they chose not to use, like when this one guy was about to beat Eric Andre's ass because they had a skit where he was like urinating on the floor in the middle of this bar, and the dude just like took his shot and then smashed the glass on the floor, and he's about to beat his ass. That was like, okay.
That's fucking funny, man.
Yeah, because I was like, man, I'm sure in some cases somebody be about to kick this dude's ass.
I think what might have happened was they told the establishments what's going to happen.
Any establishment they're doing this in, the establishment knows what's going on.
Yeah.
But the people in there don't.
Yeah. All right. I think that's. I want it inside me for this film.
Okay,
I mean, it was actually quite an easy one inside me because it's like shit, man. This was too fucking funny.
So you guys are listening to episode 2 of the quarantine tapes from the fellas.
Don't forget to visit us on our website at g2ta.net and gottatalkabout.com, and don't forget to subscribe. Ooey. Yeah.
Yeah,
just bait right now.
Yeah, I think the last time I coughed, I got shit myself.
Oh my god.
You got some like wet wipes in your house?
Yeah,
like wet
man.
naps?
I gotta spray you down.
Definitely just shit your chair here.
Oh my god.